Howdy, howdy. I forgot to hit pause on that. How are y'all doing tonight? Elliot, how you doing? Ray, how's it going? Lisa, Pork Chop, Alex, how are y'all doing? Got a crowd here tonight. Hey, listen, if the audio starts breaking up a little bit, last night was horrible. Um, there's a setting on StreamYard. It's the echo part. And if that helps, great. If not, I'm going to switch over and just start using a lav mic because I don't know if it's because I'm turning. I don't know. I don't know what my issue is. How you doing, Legend? So y'all let me know if the audio starts sounding horrible because it last night's live stream sounded horrible. I started to delete it and I thought, oh well, I'll leave it on there and we'll see what happens. But anyway, there was some more Spark news. I'm doing great. Hope y'all are doing well. Is it just me or I can't hardly hear you? Good. What about you? Hello, Tommy. Is I don't know. And well, it's not coming out my headphones anyway. I don't have them turned on. Does the audio sound okay, or is it weak? Finally getting back uploading on the tube. Good deal. Now I kind of worry about the audio now because it really sounded horrible. And the live streams that I watch, they always sound good. Okay, okay. Well, um, Tommy, maybe turn the volume up. I don't know. And if you're listening on a laptop, some laptops don't do that great. But anyway, there was sounds much lower than the last stream I was on. Okay. Actually, I think there is a setting in StreamYard because last night I turned the echo cancellation off, mic volume. Let's crank it up a little bit. It was on 100. Let me go to that's 128. See if that sounds better. Y'all let me know. Hello, Steve. I need an audio person because I can't ever get my audio right. Is that better? I hate to spend half the live stream talking about the audio, but it's not going to do any good to have a live stream if nobody can hear me. Boost your mic volume and stream. Yeah, I just cranked it from 100 to 130. Um, check 1 2. 165. I can barely see the meter on the mic movement. It's only doing like one bar. What if we click adjust audio? Whoa, is that better or worse? Let's see, speakers, Scarlett. We're gonna crank it to 200 and see what happens. I could drop that mic. You know what? You know what? I'll just do. Let's just do this. We'll move this. I'll put that back down to 90. I'll put it back down to 100. If we just do it like this. All right. How's the audio there? Is that better? Other than my cord running across in front of my monitor. Cord's running everywhere. Oh well, that'll work. So is that better? I didn't hit mute, did I? Hello, hello. I don't know why it won't come out these headphones. Settings, audio, Scarlet. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Y'all let me know if that's better or not. If it's not, I'll switch to that lav mic. Move that. Absolutely, that mic needs closer. Should be level with the mouth is about 20-degree upward. Well, I had it right above me, but it just doesn't pick up enough. But if that sounds better right there, we'll just go with it. Anyway. So anyway, if y'all can hear me, we'll get on with the show here. I don't like that right in front of my face. So, and I could switch to live mics, but if it, okay, cool. If it starts breaking up or something, y'all let me know because that was horrible last night. But I think it was StreamYard trying to level out the audio because I had that echo cancellation turned on, and I think it was trying to level that out. Hello, Mary. Oh, I look like a proper podcaster now. If I could just get that radio DJ voice, that would be great. Like Pete, Pineapple Pete. His videos, it sounds like he's a radio DJ, but anyway. Anyway, I had some news to share. What it basically was, because then an email came in that is probably a little more important because all it was Walmart came out with a notice. I think I saved that. Let's see. We'll go with it first. Let's see. My stuff. Come on, hard drive. Action Grandpa. Lives. 2025. 320. Yeah. I'll share this real quick. We'll look at this because that was the actual first thing I was going to talk about. But I don't know if you can see that or not. Hopefully, you can see it. And then something else they said this 93% of the homes are being served by Walmart now, which I believe that because they are sending some of our orders way out in the boonies into smaller towns that's 20 to 25 miles away and they're only paying like $14. Anyway, the more people are using Walmart services, the company is making sure the drivers are who they say they are, which we all know that's been a big issue. To get a deeper radio voice, you have to get right up on it. There, is that better? But I don't want to blast no eardrums out. Anyway, I guess I could talk normal and not be trying to holler. Per the report from the street, Walmart is now requiring Spark delivery drivers, the workers who bring online orders to customers, to confirm their identities in person, which we'll cover more of that in a moment because at the time when I did this, I didn't have an email. If you do Walmart delivery, you might have got that same email today. This move is Walmart's latest effort to fight identity fraud. In 2023, Walmart introduced a facial recognition tool in the Spark app to confirm drivers' identities. However, despite these efforts, over 200 Spark driver accounts were hacked in a phishing attack last year, which I think is bull. I really don't believe that. I believe that Walmart just did not check their drivers and people were just making stuff up. No phishing. There was no attack. People are just getting stolen identities and just submitting those, and Walmart's not verifying too much, and they're just letting them deliver because they'll take $7 orders. Anyway, so now you may ask, how does this affect the shoppers here in Texas? With these new rules in place, Texas customers may see some short-term effects on delivery times as Walmart verifies its drivers. However, the changes should lead to more secure and reliable delivery systems in the long run. As Walmart continues to invest in faster and safer deliveries, Texas shoppers can expect more convenient options, but also stricter security measures. Stay tuned for more updates on how these changes might impact your online shopping experience, which I think is a cop out. I think it's because Walmart knows they're fixing to get in trouble, along with a lot of other gig apps for allowing illegals and illegal accounts. But I think it's, what is that, CYA? I think that is exactly what they're doing. I did a 22-mile flower delivery on Curry today for 90. Wow. First flower order I've ever seen on Curry. Oh, that's all right, Mary. If you got something going on, don't worry about it. That's cool. But now, on to something a little different. Actually, it's not different, it's the same thing. But this came out in an email just earlier today. I'd read this story that I just read to y'all about 2 days ago. I don't want image file. I want a window. Oh, good grief. Brandon be clicking all kinds of buttons over here. I do deliveries like that all day. You dang right. 2 deliveries, shoot, I'd be happy. 2 deliveries a day like that, I would be one happy puppy. All right, y'all check this out and see what y'all think about it. Hopefully that's big enough to see. I wonder if I can make that. Oh, I can make it bigger. As part of the efforts to enhance your experience and security of the Spark Driver platform, a real ID compliant driver's license will be required to perform deliveries in your zone. Depending on your location, starting on or around April 1st, 2025, you will receive an in-app prompt to upload an image of your real ID driver's license. No need to take action until the app prompts you. 2 deliveries like that does not cover cost of living in Denver. It would cover it here. Roughly $500 a week is for my expenses, but I don't have kids living at home. It's just me. So my expenses are not like a lot of other people as far as having to buy all the groceries and everything. You got a kid and you're going to double up on groceries, so I get it, but now I'm okay. Anyway, an image of your real ID compliant driver's license should be uploaded to the app, not your Spark Driver profile. The app will prompt you to upload the image of your real ID compliant driver's license once it is required in your zone. No need to upload your documents before then. If you do not have a real ID compliant driver's license, you can upload an image of the front and back of your social security card. I ain't got a social security card. Mine got stolen when my wallet got stolen, and went twice to try to get it, even with appointments. There. So when they make federal cutbacks in the Social Security Administration offices, tough cookies. They need to be doing their job, because I know the one in Wichita Falls does not. You sit there and watch them in the back through the little windows, and You can see them back there just yakking instead of working. That was at the moment I went. Maybe different at other times. Anyway, once prompted, you will be unable to turn the spark. Once prompted, you will be unable to turn on Spark now until you successfully upload the requested identification. So, a real ID is not like a real ID. It's real. I mean, this is a legitimate, it's a title. I'd never heard of it. I Googled it, and Texas in 2016 started making all their driver's license real, compliant with the federal real ID thing. I think it's because Texas has a little star on the driver's license now. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know, but Texas is a real ID, so I don't have to worry about that Social Security card part. But anyway, if y'all and living in Colorado and Missouri and wherever you live in, you might Google that to make sure your driver's license is a real ID, REAL, not just for real, man, but it's a title that I'm kind of dumb why they named it that, but whatever. You might just make sure that you have that, because this is apparently going to go out everywhere. And I mean, it's fine with me. I got no problem, but if they're not going to back that up by checking those real IDs in person, like that one newsletter said, then this is worthless. It's like there's workarounds. So you can't just start something and just stop it. You got to follow through and continue it. Have you been checking in your credit report ever so often someone else got a hold of your Social Security number? It would be a nightmare. No, I never had that issue. Up until, well, the last few years, several years actually, I'd have been better off with their credit information probably, but mine's gotten much better now. So, but no, I've never had that problem. Are stars on the license you can't fly without one on your passport? I don't know. Well, I can't really show my license, can I? But anyway, the Texas one apparently is. But anyway, it's pretty bit. The other news was political, I think. But with this email that came out, they kind of tied in with that. So maybe they're going to be for real. Before, Steve and everybody else, we've talked about this for a few years. There is such a liability when you're doing deliveries, and especially if you're stepping in their house, which you're not supposed to. But I think we probably all have, because you have older patients or not patients, but older customers that can't carry cases of water. So you got to be, it is against the terms of use for Walmart Spark to enter a house. However, you got to use a little common sense too. But when you have Sally doing your shopping order and Javiera delivers it, nothing against the Javieras, but I'm just saying, obviously that's not Sally. And there's some issues there. And, that's the problem. Is you don't know who's bringing your stuff, who's stepping up on your porch. There's been reports of that here a while back, there was a guy that was entertaining himself out in front of somebody's house. And I don't remember if he was Walmart delivery or a DoorDasher. But anyway, you just don't know. Whoever is on the app that's supposed to be doing your delivery, that's who needs to be doing it. And I tell you what, I don't know how many of y'all actually look at the terms of use on Walmart Spark. I don't on DoorDash and Uber. They're a mile long. But with that being said, Spark is getting long too. And I do read it and try to find changes because there for a while it wasn't that much, but now it's gotten a lot longer, and it's a shame it's got to be that way. But people just look for little excuses to do stupid stuff instead of just being courteous and kind and respectful. I just don't get it. But anyway, that's the way life is now. Oh, wow. It stopped scrolling. What did I miss? Good evening, National Bull. We're just on our way home, so we'll be listening. Oh, cool, 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 cool. My license doesn't expire for 2 more years. It shouldn't have to change my license and have to pay for it. It's not required. No, not well. Like it says, you can scan. You can take a picture. I don't remember anything being on the back of my Social Security card, but I had that Social Security card since I was probably because back when I was born, and probably most of y'all, you didn't get a Social Security card when you was born like you do nowadays. I think I was probably 15, 14 or 15 when I got mine. So 65, 75, probably about 78, 79. That's how old my Social Security card. But I don't remember anything being on the back of it. But this says take a picture of the front and the back. So apparently the newer Social Security cards have something on the back. I don't know. What is Sally Loan's hobby era? Well, I don't mind scanning my ID once in a while, but they better not make me do this multiple times a day. Yeah, yeah. I think what have been. I think I've been doing Spark about going on 4 years, and probably 3 or 4 times I've had to scan my regular driver's license. Twice this past year. I haven't had to do it this year, but in 2024 it was probably twice. And there was some news article I read that said, well, it was that one talking about checking IDs, and somebody on Reddit was making a post, actually at Facebook, on Rants and Raves. Um, Anytime y'all ever get the opportunity, if y'all look at Rants and Raves for your local area, and you get the opportunity to throw out some information to educate these people, do so. But do it in a polite way. A polite way, of course. But you know, one lady was looking for how to remove a tip because Walmart was out of stuff. I replied. I haven't had a response yet, but you can't blame the Spark driver because Walmart's out of something. That's not right. The Spark drivers have nothing to do with what Walmart's out of. However, I have known Spark drivers to not get something and just mark it unavailable or out of stock because they didn't want to walk across the store. I do know that one. I've seen that one happen. Anyway, I had my Social Security card since I was like 3 years old. Really, see, I don't remember. Well, you're a little younger than me, but not much. I mean, I don't remember getting one, and I think I got it. I think I was probably 13 or 14 when I got a newspaper route, and that's probably when I got the Social Security card. I don't really remember. I remember I didn't have it when I was a little bitty, but then I had it. That's when the cop came over to do the paperwork when my wallet got stolen out of the car. I told him, I said, that's a collector's item. It's old. Incognito software just like they deal with Spark. It will use habits of the phone the Spark app is on. Had the CEO on a podcast. There are over 70 million phones globally. Huh. I don't know what that is, huh? That's interesting. Every person watching this as incognito. So, thought I muted my phone. Every person watching this has incognito software on their Android or iPhone, and there is nothing you can do about it. Oh, you're talking about stuff that just uh, tracks you? Yeah. Oh, it's there. And that's what tickled me about them getting all bent up about TikTok. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. Oh, they might be spying on us. What do they think the U.S. is doing on their own people? Come on, it's business. You can go Google. Don't have much to do with Facebook, but you go Google something, and I guarantee you, within a few hours or the next day, if you Google a bicycle, we'll all probably have bicycles popping up on ads on Facebook now. But it's cookies. It's basically the same thing. It's just buried in the software, and all it is to get your habits and to see what you're searching for, to target the advertisements, and that's all it is. Now, when you start talking about, you know, Trojans and things like that, and keyloggers and stuff like that's a whole different ballgame there. Now, I would be against that, but you know, who cares if anybody in this world knows that you Googled Nike tennis shoe size 9.5? Who cares? I could care less. It doesn't matter to me. But people get all bent out of shape. Oh, that's your invasion of privacy. If you don't want your privacy invaded, then you don't need to be on any platforms, anything. You don't need a cell phone, nothing. You can cut all communication. Go live in what is that? The Amish, whatever it is that doesn't have TVs and telephones and all that. And I can almost guarantee you people are spying on that stuff. Not really spying, but they know what they're doing. I guarantee the government knows. But anyway, sorry about that little rant. I just got tickled about people worried about TikTok. It's just political crap. It's going to be the new security for all gig apps. I've had Vickers more heavy stuff out. Yeah, because they didn't want to lift it. They've told me this. Yeah, that's what and when I replied to that comment on that rants and raves, I said there are certain circumstances where I get it. I understand reducing a tip or removing a tip. I do get it. And there are so many spark drivers. Emily made an order tonight, and it is in the terms of use. A lot of people say, oh, I don't knock on the door, I leave it. Well, it's in the terms of use on Spark that you knock on the door, period. Unless there is no sin that it tells you not to. Used to, that wasn't in the terms of use. It is in the terms of use now. I've always knocked on the door, period. I don't want people's stuff sitting out there. A cat could get in it, or a dog could get loose and go get in it. Ice cream could melt. Steak could ruin. You know, I mean, I know you get 3 or 4 notifications. Anyway, Emily had put a note on there, knock on the door. They didn't knock on the door at all. So, number one, they didn't follow Spark terms of use. Number two, they didn't follow the customer's notes. So, there is a reason to reduce a tip or give them a bad rating. But a lot of people, and I put it on that comment, that there are a lot of people that will put a $15 or $20 tip on a Spark order and then remove it. That hasn't happened as much as it was there for a while. It was really bad. It got bad here. But about the last year, it's not every once in a while you'll get one that you'll see reduced or something, but 98% of the time they go through. But I understand. Hello, Wendy. Well, pork chop, and as far as the political class, that's on everything. I mean, I think what the whole deal was with TikTok is because there was, if you notice, when the hurricane went through North Carolina and everybody was finding out the real truth of what was going on in North Carolina through social media, including TikTok, that's when the government got all up in arms about it because they don't want everybody to know everything and they can't control TikTok because it's not United States owned. They can't, what's the word, where they control they filter it and approve or disapprove what can be said and what can't be said. Like all these other, like Facebook and whatever else, and YouTube. You can't put certain things on YouTube. Um, and the government can't control TikTok, and that was the whole deal with TikTok. That's my personal thoughts. Could be wrong, but that's just my thoughts. I rock the TikTok. In fact, I'm starting to get some products to review, like you do, Brandon. Very interesting way that TikTok lets you earn fine products. Yeah. Um, my mind went blank. I had her on my live stream a while back, but she was selling on TikTok, and there are a lot of people that do sell on TikTok. It's just it's a lot harder than Amazon is as far as getting it set up and doing this and doing that. But a lot of it has to do with me not having the time to look at it. It may not be that hard. It may be easy. I just don't have time to mess with it. I had a lady today asking me where her Walmart package was. I had no clue. I didn't take the orders today. I'm like, oh, really? Wait a minute. I was going to say, I'm seeing that again. And that's another thing that Walmart is doing is they're giving customer the Walmart itself, not Spark, but the Walmart itself is giving the customers your personal phone number. I do know that one. They did it at one of the WalMarts here in Wichita Falls, and I've read about it on Reddit and stuff too. So it happens all over, but technically they're not supposed to give out that phone number, but they will. Regulate what's being put out there. Yeah. When TikTok went down for the 15 hours before the U.S. re-allowed it, then they now are running some filters on it now from servers in this country, but really did not change the TikTok algo. A lot of TikTokers went over to, I can't pronounce it, but the English version is Red Note, um, which is the same thing as TikTok. But I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you can make some quick, easy money. Money struggle success. She's got. Let's see. Do I even have YouTube? I don't even have YouTube open. Let me open up YouTube because, um, I mean, if you're interested, let's see. My mic, all this boom arm and all this is in my way. There's her Facebook. Boom, boom, boom. Where we at? Paste. Yeah, she's got some videos on doing TikTok stuff. She kind of got into it real heavy, and then a video I watched of hers a while back, 'cause I haven't had time to watch videos much. Um, she kind of was fading back out of TikTok and getting more back over on the YouTube side. So I don't know if the money went down, because I think TikTok is a lot more of a roller coaster than Amazon. Amazon is a roller coaster, but I don't think it's as much as TikTok. Got a $110 catering order early tomorrow. Going to hit the hay. Good night, y'all. Have a good one, Alex. Appreciate you being here. Be safe out there. Customers only have my business number because Spark doesn't have my real number. Well, I mean they've got uh, uh, the number that your account is registered to, and see that's what Walmart has. I don't think Spark's ever released a phone number, a personal phone number, but Walmart has. I got to be up early. Good night, Brandon. Good night, chat people. Good night, Steve. Have a good one. Y'all be careful up there in the Rockies. Actually, the foothills of the Rockies, I guess. Wonder what they call that. I know there's a word for it, but anyway. But yeah, if you do Walmart, just make sure your driver's license has. I just Googled it, and it came up on Google that Texas, starting in 2016, what did make your license real ID. I would just check that. If not, you'll have to scan your Social Security card. And if you don't have a Social Security card, then you're going to have to get one, which I was afraid I was going to have to do that because I know I probably need one, but I hate to go up there and sit 5 or 6 hours at the Social Security office trying to get a Social Security card. I feel sorry for women. You know, I never realized that they had to wait that long to change their Social Security because they got married or divorced. You know, what a pain. So, and anyway. So is the audio holding up pretty good, or is it still kind of breaking up or anything? I know I haven't had anybody complain or say anything. Um, I guess my mom is probably watching. She told me last night. She goes, "I was going to tell you, but somebody said something about it." And Wichita Falls Police SWAT serve a warrant using flashbangs. Huh. It's a big news story for this town. Heard they were going to start appointments again at the Social Security office. Oh, the appointments are worthless. Is that I went up there once, and I sit there and sit there and sit there, and the security guard was the only one I could talk to, and I said, "How long does this usually take?" He goes, "Oh, you may be here a while. Just whenever your number comes up." So then I got online, made an appointment online, and it just sounds more bass. Okay. Well, the main thing is, well, I've got it up close to my mouth. That's probably why it's sounding better. But the main thing is it just don't cut out like it did last night. Anyway, that second time I made an online appointment at the Social Security office, went up there, waited and waited, and I asked that same security guard, and I said, "I got an online appointment." He says, "It doesn't matter. You still have to take a number when you get there." He said, getting an appointment doesn't make any difference. Okay, good. They closed the office in my town. Oh, hello, Tyler. The new changes on the Spark app. Well, yeah. Since you just got here, I don't know if you. It's here. I'll pop this back up because you may, if you do Spark, you probably, and obviously you do, or you wouldn't be concerned with that. But this came. My original news wasn't really about this. It was just about Walmart saying they're going to check IDs. But this came in a little earlier this afternoon. Um, in this market, they say around April 1st, your ID you have to scan a real ID, and it's something that has to do with your driver's license. Texas, I Googled it, and in 2016, so any driver's license after 2016 are real IDs. So I don't know exactly where you're at, but this is from the news story that I originally was going to do the live about. They were talking about customers may have a delay because they're going to start checking IDs in the store and at curbside, of course. So it might slow it down a little bit. And I figured it was just bogus because they're trying to make everybody happy, and they're just going to pay whoever's going to do the delivery the cheapest way they can. But with this coming out today, maybe it's legit. And if your driver's license is not a real ID, you can scan. When it prompts you, you'll be able to scan your Social Security card front and back. My watch just buzzed. Update. If you don't have a real ID compliance driver's license, you can upload an image of your front and back of your Social Security card. I Texas has, and I don't know if that's what it is, but Texas has a little star on it now. It used to not have that, and apparently, let's just Google that because I don't know exactly, but I know it's a thing that I think I read it was the federal government that passed it. Um, Let me open up a new window. New window. Pop that over there. Do 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 do. We'll just stop that. Present. Share screen. Window. Go there and there. And we'll go to Google. United States. I might have get one. Yeah. What is a real ID? A real ID is a state issued driver's license or identification card that meets federal standards for identification, allowing you to use it for the purpose of like boarding domestic flights and accessing certain federal facilities. Real ID, Homeland Security. What is a real ID? So Congress passed in 2005 the Real ID Act, enacted in 9/11 Commission recommendations. The federal government set standards for issuance of sources with forwards anyway, of identification such as driver's license. The act establishes minimum security standards for state-issued driver's license and identification cards and prohibits certain federal agencies from accepting the official purpose licenses, identification cards from the states that do not meet these standards. These purposes are accessing certain federal facilities, boarding federally regulated commercial aircraft, entering nuclear power plants. No desire to enter a nuclear power plant. But anyway, I'd never really heard of it, but I did Google it. Let's see if it'll show up on my history. The Texas driver's license is a real ID, and Texas driver's license and identification cards issued since October 10th, 2016 are real ID compliant, indicated by the gold star in the upper right corner. So your state ID, your driver's license may have a mark on it, but I would Google it because you know you don't want to get up in the morning and get ready to go do Spark and bam, you can't do it because you got to go do this or you got to get a real ID and it's, I'm all for it. Keep everybody on the up and up. I don't have a problem with that, but it's kind of a pain when you're. What's really a pain is I don't know if y'all have done any pharmacy delivers, but when you accept it, you have to uh, do your facial recognition. Then, as soon as let's see, you accept it, you got to do it. Go to the pharmacy and you scan it, and then it'll hit you again for another facial. It's two or three times it does a facial recognition when you do a pharmacy order. Not fun, but whatever. I'd rather them check your physical ID. I, I'm all for that because they've already figured out ways to get around the facial recognition thing. But it's gonna be hard to get away from facial recognition with ID and see if that face on that matches the face in the patient scanning your face. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm all for it. I don't think they ought to be doing it every single time at Walmart because if you do much Walmart delivery, those people at Walmart know who you are. If you go to a different Walmart, just expect to be checked. But you're going to have some people that is going to want to check your ID each and every single time to cover their self. But it is what it is. I think it'll, if you go to the same Walmart enough, I think it'll ease off. But I'm all for it. It's a star. Oh, it is a star everywhere. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So it's not just for the Texas Star. Um, when I renewed my license, I couldn't get a real ID because I didn't take my social security card or passport. Huh. I don't even remember doing it, but I know my license is good. Well, number one, because I just had it replaced. What was it? It was last year when the car got broken into. My sister got me this little thing for Christmas, and I started carrying it. I think my mom. I think she got them off Temu, and you can get your name on it. Got the little magnetic thing that holds your folding money. I won't show my ID, but I was just kind of curious. My old blind self. Where is them reading that? I had them reading glasses last night. The light is low in here. That's what we're going to go with. Uh, expires 4:30 of 29. So yeah, I know it should have it. And there's a well here. Can you see that? Um, well, it's hard to tell that that's a star. That's a star, isn't it? Yeah, it's a star up in the upper corner. I guess all licenses have it. I didn't know that. I thought it was a Texas thing. What I know. I don't know much, but I know. Anyway, since I wish I had a passport. Well, I'd have to have money to go anywhere, but we may not be getting to go to Canada. Anyway, um, I think they're not going to allow people to fly without a real ID soon. They may not. Well, that what we read a while ago. Well, I closed it, but what did it say that certain facilities and when it was uh, accessing certain federal facilities, boarding federally regulated commercial aircraft. But yeah, but I guess it's part of Homeland Security. I don't know, but I'd never heard of it up until this email, and then it, there's probably a lot of things that goes on that I don't know about. I don't keep up with it until I need to. You never door dashed at a nuclear power plant. No, we don't even have a power plant near here that I know of. There used to be some old. There was an old power plant. Where was that? Out towards Electra, a small town west here. I think when I got mine renewed, noticed it told me you to take your Social Security card with you to renew your license. And well, when I renewed mine, well, this last time I did it, did I do it online? I think I did it online, but I think the last time I went out to the DPS to do it, they may have asked for my Social Security card, but I had it, I carried my wallet. So I honestly don't remember, but I think my last renewal, I think I did it online, but I can't remember. I didn't bother getting the real ID because I will never travel outside the country or anything like that. I would have, you would have thought that they would have automatically done that. I mean, I don't remember them asking me anything about it. It's just part of it. Maybe it depends on your state. I honestly do not know how it works. All I know is apparently Walmart Spark is going to start checking that. Did you see your picture in the bottom right? My picture's on there too? Oh, showing up. Yep. That is an old picture. My hair is all bushy, not all gray. My face is a little rounder. Still pretty round though, but uh, I don't even know what address is on here. Oh, my old apartment's on here. I guess I ought to get it changed. That was something else. When they stole my wallet, they also got my concealed handgun license too, which I'm not going to worry about it because you don't even have to have one in Texas anymore. And if they, it's on file. So learning and earning. There you go. That's what it's all about. Learning and earning and sharing what you learn. I don't think I saw anything about the real ID when I renewed mine last year. Yeah, I don't remember hearing anything about it. Like I said, I'd never even heard of it until this email came out from Walmart today. So we all looked like hippies. Oh man, my one last one before this, my hair was down over my shoulders and no gray in it. I kept my hair long for so long. My daughter stayed on me about getting it cut. I finally gave in and got it cut the way I wanted to get it cut. What's I saying? All business in the front, playground in the back. Then I went to Las Vegas, walking across you got those sidewalks that goes up from one hotel to the other. And I remember hearing some young people, look at that old man, he's got a mullet. Says we got back home, I went and got that cut off. And I've kept it fairly short ever since. I liked my hair long in the back, but I hated it in my face. And what is that? It's a mullet. It wasn't the style that I wanted. It was a legitimate reason why I wanted it like that. But anyway, my hair was half down my back when I was a teenager. Oh man, I was in my 40s when it was still long. Buddy of mine, his ponytail is, well, you can't see, is that long. Gray as gray can be, though. He keeps it all full back and in a ponytail. And just an old hippie. I love long hair, yeah. I do too. I really do. My son's hair was real long. Matter of fact, on my memories the other day, my mom took him to get a haircut several years ago, but she had put that picture. I think it was on. She shared it with me on Facebook. Anyway, it popped up on my memories. But I'd always told him, I don't care how long you wear your hair, just keep it clean. That is the main thing. I'm a hair guy. I don't care if the hair is on a guy or on a girl. I'm a hair guy. If you got nice hair, it's not a sexual thing or anything like that. But you can tell a lot, to me, you can tell a lot about a person by their hair. If it's all greasy and matted, you can guarantee you their hygiene is not very good. And you can pretty much guess where they live or the conditions they live in, unless they've been sick. You know, that's a different story. But on the norm, but if you got somebody, and I'm not talking about windblown because windblown happens, but you can tell the difference between greasy and dirty uh, when it's a knots, the word slips from my mind, tangled all up. But you can tell when it's dirty, and I don't know. I don't care. I like long hair, but oh, I don't know why I don't. And what bugs me the most now, and my mom says she liked it, is when it starts flipping out and I start growing wings. That just bugs me. I don't know. And I made the mistake one day. I got my trimmers that I trim my mustache with. I kept my hat on, and I just shaved it. But then I shaved this side, and yeah, I couldn't get it even. And I finally went and got my hair cut. I should have known not to cut my own hair. I cut my daughter's hair one time when she was younger, and cutting hair looks so easy, and on one side it is, but then when you go to cut it on the other side, it's this way, and then you try to get it even, and it winds up this way, and then you try to even it up, and it just keeps going up. Oh, it was a nightmare. I never cut her hair again, and up until I tried to trim this just several months ago, um, middle of last year, I goofed it up. That was the first time I'd done that since I did my daughter's hair, and I won't do it again. That's still a thing now with the teens. I wish I could take that hair they cut off the back and stuff and put it right up there on top. Put some hot glue on there and stick her back in there. Mr. Womble, we need to see a picture on that future live show. I'm going bald, so I can't grow long hair no more. Everyone had long hair in the 70s. Yeah, yeah. And the 80s and the 90s. Well, a lot of people started getting it cut off, what, in the 90s when the hair bands started going out, and, you know. But there's still a few old hippies around. What's funny is when you see these guys that are between my age and 70, and they got the earrings, tattoos, long hair, even tattoos on their legs, and they're old men. But you know, I tell you what, we're going to be rocking their nursing homes, cranking AC/DC and Metallica. We're going to drive them nurses crazy. But the thing of it is, probably some of them nurses are going to be saying, rock on, dude. Everyone had long hair, yeah. Mary and I still do. Yeah, I'm going bald. And it's, you know, if you're a short person in front of me, it ain't so bad. I can go without my hat, you know, because I still got hair. But when you're taller or even, you can see it shining back there. I never noticed that. And we was out neighbors where my mom used to live, and Laverne took a picture of me, the lady that lived there. Um, well, not of me, but of the everybody there. When I saw that picture, my old head was shining. I've been putting a cap on ever since. She broke me from that. I'll give her credit on that one. You're going to get kicked out of the nursing home. Probably so. Probably so. Like the old headbangers in there, cranking the tunes. The thing of it is, we'll be cranking the tunes because we can't hear it that good anymore. So now we have to crank the tunes. Tell you what, I get some looks um, when doing deliveries when I'm in town and stuff, and like Metallica or something's on, and it's warm weather. I'll have the sunroof open or the windows rolled down a little bit, and I got that music cranked, and I pull up to a red light, and teenagers kind of look at me, crazy old man. It don't mean it don't matter how old you get. You're still young on the inside. You still want to enjoy good music. You know, Walker Hayes, man. I tell you what, I know he's country, but some of the beat with some of that music, I like that beat. I'm not into really rap songs though. I mean, there was a couple that I liked, but I like the beat. You know. But anyway, hear that bass. The one guy that I ran around with talking about bass, I didn't run around. I knew he was. I rode around with him out on Kemp Street a couple of times. He had I don't know if it was a little Ford Bronco or something. It was the one, was it, no, the Bronco was a big one. Which was the little one? It wasn't the GMC Jimmy because I had one of those later. Anyway, he had big old speakers in the back, and you could feel the air. The air would blow your hair. That's some thumping bass. Now I hate it unless I'm playing it because, like when I'm trying to do a review over at my mom's or something, there's some people that cruise around over there, and one guy lives a block up that installs stereos after his full time job. They get that bass going, and I'm sitting there trying to record, and you hear that boom, 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 and it drives me nuts. Today, got 4 reviews done today, and all 4 of them in the backyard, in the Air Force Base is training. So I had to stop sometimes because the jets are really loud sometimes. Thought I was going to get caught up. Had 4 reviews done today, and I got 3 packages in today. So much for working it down. But it's all sellable merchandise. Anyway, y'all, have your IDs ready because it's coming, and I'm all for it. Let's see if we can get. I would like to think that we could get the orders paying close to where they used to. I know they'll probably never go back up that high again, but close to where they used to. At least have more offers. Um, used to curbsides. There was one curbside. There wasn't 3 at a time like there is now. One curbside, 18 to 24 bucks. For 5 or 6 miles. Almost all of them. And now they're 11 bucks for 3 drops, going 9 to 12 miles. I mean, there's good orders, don't get me wrong, that I sit in the parking lot. When I'm working, I'll sit there and wait. I'm not taking that crap. I'll go to the house. I got too many other things to do than to sit in the parking lot and not get anything. But I'm not going to take the crap orders unless I'm sitting at the Walmart and it's coming to where I live, the little town that I live in. Then I'll take that. If it's $14, I'll take it because I'm leaving. I'm done for the day anyway. I just don't get to spark as much as I did, and sometimes I kind of wished I was still doing it. But I enjoy doing the reviews, and spring is coming, warmer weather, so we'll be getting back out to the flea market selling stuff. So that'll make up some more money. Um, I, I'm still a gig worker. Just it went from 20% Amazon to 80% Spark to 60 and 40 and then about half and half. Now it's about 80% Amazon and 20% Spark. But what I don't miss is filling up my car 2 or 3 times a week. That's I guess, what's the best time of the day you found for Spark? Between about 2 in the afternoon and 6 in the evening. That's here. It could vary by market. It's and really it's pretty much just like food, like DoorDash and Uber and stuff. Usually your afternoons and early evenings. That's the busiest time. I've had a couple of people here tell me, "Oh yeah, I'm real busy in the mornings." Every time I went out early in the morning, like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, I got 1 or 2 offers, but you know, that was just it could have been coincidental, but I've always had better luck after about 2 to 3 in the afternoon to about 6 in the evening. Of course, time changed now, so it might push it back to 7 or 8 in the evening. So it's not so much of a morning job here, in my opinion. You're doing mostly Amazon. No, 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 no. Product reviews. Yeah, and we don't have Amazon Flex here yet. They're building a warehouse, and let's see, they're starting it this year, and I think it's supposed to be open by the end of 2025 or the first of 2026. And then we will have Spark. I mean, Walmart or Amazon Flex. No, I do Amazon reviews for agencies and sellers that sell on Amazon. They send me stuff, I review it. Grandpa's Random Reviews, if you're interested. Um, Tim left, didn't he? I needed to tell him something. Anyway, yeah, Rhodey is nice. Rhodey used to be good here, and now I don't. There for the first year, I was mostly doing Best Buy, but man, you could deliver a game, and it'd pay 18 to 25 bucks. And now, I don't even see a roadie order come up. So somebody told me, and I never did do it, but somebody was telling me that some of the people at Best Buy control who gets those offers. They'll reject your bid. Isn't that what it's called on roadie? Anyway, they'll reject that until somebody they know, and then that's who gets it. They played the buddy system. I don't know if that's a fact. That's just what I was told. But Roadie used to be good here. Uber Eats used to be really good. Grubhub was good. I'm no longer on Uber, but I still have Grubhub, DoorDash, Skipcart. There's a couple more, but I don't even turn them on. I turned DoorDash on a while back. It'd been over a year since I'd done a dash, and I was just seeing if it would still work. It did. Freaked me out. I did a 650 Subway delivery, and when I got no Whataburger, it was like 650, but it's Whataburger is a half a mile from here, and it was a half a mile to the drop off, and then I could be back here, so less than 2 miles, mile and a half. And I thought, I'll take it. As soon as I dropped it off, it jumped to $17. I thought, well, you're talking about a hidden tip. That was a major hidden tip. But that was the first dash I hadn't done in over a year. I just don't honestly have time to do it anymore. I'm still trying to do some Walmart though. I'm interested to, when I'm signed up on Flex, and they're supposed to notify you when it becomes available in your area. So I'm interested to see how that's going to be. I figure it'll be like all the rest of the apps. You'll be able to get the good orders at the beginning, And about 3 months into it, it'll start tanking. It's the way most all these apps do. But I'll take it while it's good. I got no problem. But yeah, maybe one of these days I won't have to do gig apps at all. But I'm almost getting there now. If I could just get some of this stuff sold, there's a room right on the other side of that door that's got a bunch of stuff in there. If I could just sell it all. Oh, still got a wheelchair in there, electric wheelchair. Can't get rid of it. Anyway, y'all, I am going to. I've got 4 reviews on this SD card that I need to get edited and uploaded tonight. So, anyway, I am going to get off here and get busy and see if I can make some progress at making some money. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Good night, Pork Chop. Good night, Tyler, Mary, Wendy, Ray, whoever else is still here. Y'all have a great night, and I appreciate y'all coming by. Thanks for the wisdom. Man, I don't know about the wisdom, but to me, that's all I want. I just want to, if I know something, I like to share it. It's all about helping each other, not about competing with each other, but helping each other. Whether it's if they're in your town and they're doing Spark, they're not your competitor. Help them out. If you're a YouTuber, help each other out. It's all about helping each other. Keep everybody happy. If you can make somebody else happy, then ought to make you happy. So anyway, y'all have a great night. Y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. And I will see y'all next time. And where's my cursor? There is in stream. Y'all have a great night. Good night, y'all.